Tonight on Fake News, GOP denies the insurrection. We talk about a Gates' erection. Goodwill doesn't want your crap collection. And we talk about mask hesitation. I'm Adam Macias. And this, Justin, you're watching Fake News. Breaking fake news. Texas is expected an onslaught of wild weather with the potential for very large hail, destructive winds, tornadoes, and major flooding. In keeping up with tradition, Ted Cruz's daughter immediately booked a trip to Mexico. Hey, doesn't look like his daughter. On our coronavirus update, the Center of Disease Control and Prevention said the fully vaccinated adults can safely resume activities indoors and outdoors, leading many people to criticize the CDC's decision. Here to comment is a man who's not ready to take off their mask yet.
Hi.
Hi, hold on one second. Wow, I'm sorry. I think there seems to be a mistake here.
No. No. It's me. I'm the guy who's not ready to take off their mask yet. Sorry, I forget I have this thing on sometimes. Thank you for having me. I want to discuss, this foolish decision by the CDC.
Oh, okay. Wow, I'm kind of reeling from that a little bit. But why do you think it was foolish?
Listen, I've been wearing a mask since before the pandemic. I can tell you how much it's protected me and my dumb ones. When the mask mandate came out, I was thrilled to finally have people joining me and my friends. We opened up a bottle of champagne, stuck it up my ass, twisted my nipples, and stomped on my testicles to celebrate.
Wow, that is an interesting way to celebrate.
That's a Tuesday for us. But I'm not here to talk about all the fun we have. I want people to listen to the real mask expert on what they should do.
Okay, well, what makes you a mask expert?
Okay, come on, newsboy. You can tell I'm a mask expert. Like I can tell you're a body hair clogging a drain expert.
Hey, what the hell, man? That's not...
Sorry, sir. Punish me as you see fit.
Just come on. Just please move. Come on.
Yes, of course, sir. Okay, listen. If it's one thing I know besides how not to die while being choked by the mountain from a Game of Thrones during sex, is the importance of wearing a mask.
Elaborate on that.
Of course, master.
Okay.
Look, 60% of the people have at least one shot of the vaccine, which is good, but this is a very premature decision by the CDC. And I know a thing about being premature. You put your boot on my face and make me lick it clean, and I erupt like old faithful. Oh, yeah. Oh. What I'm trying to say is we don't want people to get too excited because this might just blow up and get messy. And then you'll also be stuck having to clean up a big, sticky mess.
All right. Well, actually, I think I agree with you. It does seem like announcing the news could be troublesome, especially in states with less restrictions.
Exactly, Daddy.
Oh,
These news are lacking nuance. They're up for an interpretation. We need a real dom to set the rules. Someone who knows how to tease, but also lets you have some fun, who gives you a safe word when things are getting too heated, who you can look up to and say, hey, put that fucking mask on. We're not done here.
Okay. All right. Are you talking about the pandemic or are you talking about your personal sex life?
It's called an analogy, Adam, not to be confused with analology, which is the study of
Okay. I think we get it. We get it. Can we just please get back to the message?
Of course, my Dominus. The last point I want to make is the divide in this nation between vaccinated and unvaccinated people. We've seen the rise in falsified vaccine cards. If people unmask, it'll be like finding out who's the dom and who's the sub without a mask. This mask tells people I'm a naughty little pig who deserves to be punished for acting out. And this mask tells people I'm a naughty little pig who cares about the health of the people around me.
Well, that actually added up.
So in conclusion, If the government can't be your dome, find someone else to crush your testicles with their boots.
Okay, that one did not make any sense. And a person who is not ready to take, okay, a person who's not ready to take off the mask.
Can I get a spank before I go?
No, you cannot. Please,
Aw.
I don't even know how that would be possible virtually. Call me later though. On to national news. 2 former Trump aides are now working for AppHarvest, a company that grows fresh fruit and veggies. The employees view the job change as an upgrade, saying, at least now we're just picking blueberries, as opposed to our last job, which was picking dingleberries out of Donald Trump's taint. Got a lot of those. Fully vaccinated Chris Cuomo is receiving negative attention after wearing a mask while driving alone in his convertible. Here at Fake News, we were lucky enough to get a photo of that mask. Oh, Jesus. It's a lot of GIMP stuff on this show today. A mysterious blob that has puzzled North Carolina residents has finally been identified. Though residents were initially puzzled, they were terrified to learn it's just Mitch McConnell. Mitch McClobble. McComble? I should be McBlobble. I'll do it again. A mysterious blob that has puzzled North Carolina residents a mysterious blob that has puzzled North Carolina residents has finally been identified. Though residents were initially puzzled, they were terrified to learn it was just Mitch McBlobble. Is that any better? Who knows? That is disgusting, though. Jesus Christ. Not the blob, Mitch McConnell. In an email, Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt okay, there's too big text. In an email, Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt blamed Joe Biden for a Chick-fil-A sauce shortage, saying it's In an email, Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt blamed Joe Biden for a Chick-fil-A sauce shortage, saying it was all because of Biden's radical liberal policies. Because with Chick-fil-A sauce, you gotta be conservative. It's all about that trickle-down sauce economics. Gotta be. Goodwill stores across the country are asking people to please stop donating trash, such as worn-out broken items. Said a spokesperson for the charity, if you wouldn't give it to your judgy mother-in-law, then don't donate. Here now, for more tips on what not to donate at Goodwill, is a mother-in-law, Marianne. Marianne, are you there?
Hello, Adam. I hate to start off
so much for being here. Oh, okay.
Oh, well, you're welcome. You're welcome. And I have to say though, when I was told I was going to be on a news show, I thought they meant like NBC Nightly News, not whatever this is. But
okay.
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay, well, sorry about the confusion, but you're here because you are a mother-in-law, and you're also a volunteer at the local Goodwill, right?
Yes, that's correct. I've had more time for volunteer work since my sweet, sweet daughter Anna married that charming young man, Jake, and moved to Portland.
Okay, yeah, I love the weather there. And you're here to give me and our viewers.
It's a little rainy. It's Portland. I've been there. It's a little rainy for my taste.
Well, I do understand you are here to give some tips on what to donate to Goodwill. So why don't we dive in?
Sure. Yes, and it's important for individuals not to just bring their trash and broken items to Goodwill. That actually undercuts our bottom line when we have to dispose of your garbage instead of you disposing of your garbage. As if you were to, bring a family member, your son-in-law Jake, to a Goodwill to get rid of him. you shouldn't do that
Right.
in
Okay.
particular.
Okay. I think you just called your son-in-law Jake actually some trash of some sort.
No, no, I'm sure
Oh,
I
okay.
would never do something like that. I mean, Jake is a part of our family now. Just like my great Aunt Barbara, who went senile and liked to take her top off and run down the street. When people are family, you just have to accept them the way they are.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, what are some other items that maybe Goodwill won't take?
Sure, sure. So let's talk about some items, and I have a um selection here. So people donate clothes a lot to the Goodwill. So here are some nice gently worn, still in good condition clothes. And this is fine. People can bring
Okay.
things like this to Goodwill. This is great. Now here is something that I would say not to bring. Now see, there's
Was
stains.
that a Philly? Is it specifically because of Philly Flyers or is it because of the
It
stains?
No, I mean it's really it's both. I mean the stain didn't help, but to begin with, the shirt was not really much to write home about.
Are you a
My
hockey fan?
son-in-law.
Okay.
I am not. Now, my son-in-law, Jake, who does hail from the eastern part of Pennsylvania,
Hmm.
the city, it's very dirty. It's very dirty. And, if I'm being perfectly honest, the shirt was probably stained when I received it. Let's move
Okay.
on
Now
to some.
is did Jake want to donate that or did Jake accidentally leave that at your house? Or is that a
Uh,
piece of thing he tried to donate?
that was something that was left at my house.
Okay.
On a visit from my lovely Anna and her spouse Jake. And
Okay.
it was left. So they probably didn't want it.
Okay.
Now, whether or not it should be on me to get rid of it, it should be my responsibility. I don't necessarily agree with, but I'm a good person. I'm not going to raise a fuss, so I'll just assume they don't want it and get rid of it.
Okay. That makes sense.
Now let's see, what else do we have here? So we have this. This is a decorative wine glass that says
Ooh.
"Life is better in flip flops." This is fine. There is aesthetically, there is nothing wrong with this. It's just not my taste. It's a little tacky, and when Jake and Anna brought this back from as a souvenir for me from their honeymoon in the Bahamas. I said, well, the thought is the thought that counts, right?
Right. Totally.
Even
Yeah, yeah.
even if this, I mean, it's painted, and it's at flip flops. I mean,
I'm
no,
gonna be honest.
just
I don't.
no.
That seems like just like a normal, nice piece of, silverware, or it's a
No, I mean, you
glassware.
can't drink it. I
And
mean, if I'm going to drink wine, I want to drink it out of a nice, this keeps wine chilled.
who gave you
It
that?
keeps my Chardonnay chilled.
Did someone
Oh,
give you
this
that?
was, well, this, no, actually, my other daughter, and her husband, Tara and Bill, they got me this, and I just love it. I use it all the time.
Okay. I'm going to be honest, Marianne, you sound really judgmental. And I think when Goodwill said, like, maybe it's not something that, maybe you don't want to donate, that maybe you wouldn't give to your mother-in-law. I think that's maybe like more on the other side of like, you wouldn't donate to somebody you care about that maybe you would want to give. And you're kind of coming off as maybe like you have a kind of a specific gripe towards your son-in-law Jake?
That is absolutely. Now Adam, I know what the media does. I know how the media twists things, and I think that you're just misinterpreting my words. Like I
Okay.
said, Jake is a part of our family, and he is, he definitely adds something very, very unique to our family dynamic,
Great.
which is very exciting. He's got a beard, and he does he works with his hands, which is something new and
He
exciting
got
for people. I mean,
okay. Are you saying
all of my family.
what about your other son-in-law? Does he maybe not work with his
Oh,
hands?
Bill.
Maybe he does he is he maybe some sort of office, works in an office of some sort?
Oh yes, Bill has a very, very, very important job in
Okay.
an
What's
office.
that? What does he do?
He manages a whole he manages a bank. He manages a bank.
Wow.
Manages a
That
bank.
sounds
The Yes,
powerful.
it
Hmm.
is. I mean, and he's just a doll. I mean, really, at the end of the day, a job can only count for so much. I mean, you must know that you do comedy.
Okay.
So
I
I mean,
barely, first off.
but it's about what brings you joy in your heart, and that's what I'm just saying. Like, if when you are donating to Goodwill, I mean, think about
Mhm.
the good that you will do by donating things that you maybe don't want, like the Elizabeth Warren book that your son-in-law Jake gave you for Christmas,
Is there
because
not
he,
okay. He's a rather
yeah,
he
I mean,
sounds like
I'm
he's a
not a
kind of a Democrat.
socialist.
Okay, all right.
I mean, I'm not a socialist,
And what about
Adam.
your
I
other
don't.
son-in-law? Did he give you any books?
Oh, yes, he gave me Little Fires Everywhere, and it was
Okay.
so good.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Marianne. Marianne,
Thank you, Adam. Good luck with
of
this.
course.
Good luck with this
Yeah.
little show. I hope you do very well.
Okay. Thank you so much. Wow. That felt very pointed at the end there. I think I kind of feel like I want to evaluate my life choices now. But we can't because there's time for news. Wyoming Republican State Senator Anthony Bouchard admitted on Thursday to impregnating a 14-year-old girl when he was 18, saying she was a little younger than me, so it's like Romeo and Juliet story. I'm going to do this one bit. Okay. A Wyoming Republican State Senator yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Wyoming Republican State Senator Anthony nope. Wyoming Republican State Senator Anthony Bouchard admitted on Thursday to impregnating a 14-year-old girl when he was 18, saying, she was a little younger than me, so it's like the Romeo and Juliet story. Yeah, he really said that. In his version of the play, he's a Montague, and the Capulets are everyone who thinks statutory rape is fucked up. Kind of waiting for him to, take the poison too. Chris Cuomo apologized on air for coaching his brother, Governor Andrew Cuomo, through sexual harassment allegations. Chris apologized to his CNN colleagues putting them in a bad spot, but failed to apologize to any of the women his brother harassed, it's a pretty Cuomo thing to do. Matt Gaetz' ex-girlfriend has agreed to cooperate with the federal investigation into his alleged sex trafficking. GOP insiders are reportedly reassuring him that he's not got anything to lose. Nope, he's not going to lose. Okay. Matt Gaetz' ex-girlfriend has agreed to cooperate with the federal investigation into his alleged sex trafficking. GOP insiders are reportedly reassuring him that he's not going to lose his seat over something as trivial as teen sex trafficking. It's not like he said that Donald Trump lost the election. Oh, I didn't fit the slide right. I'm just going to do one more time for posterity. Baby! Matt Gaetz' ex-girlfriend has agreed to cooperate with the federal investigation into his alleged sex trafficking. GOP insiders are reportedly reassuring him that he's not going to lose his seat over something as trivial as teen sex trafficking. I mean, it's not like he said Donald Trump lost the election. Oh, Cheney. Alabama beachgoers found over $1 million worth of cocaine in the Gulf Shores. But to be fair, if I was at a beach in Alabama and found that much cocaine, I just say, God, I just say, God, let's say, okay. Alabama beachgoers found over $1 million worth of cocaine in the Gulf Shores. But to be fair, if I was at a beach in Alabama and found that much cocaine, I just say it's God saying, hey, sorry you're in Alabama. Here, have some cocaine. On to business news. Tinder is launching a new messaging feature called Are You Sure?, aimed at preventing harassment on the dating app by warning users when their system detects use of harmful language. Tinder seems to have forgotten men are always sure she wants that dick pic. Ford Motors has revealed the F-150 Lightning, an electric version of its popular pickup truck, due out in 2022. Upon hearing the news, Elon Musk was rushed to the closest Best Buy Geek Squad after short-circuiting. Over $2 million have been stolen from dozens of consumers who are scammed out of their cryptocurrency by Elon Musk impersonators, which is nothing compared to those who have been scammed by the real Elon Musk into investing into Dogecoin. Bank of America announced it will raise the minimum hourly wage for its employees to $25 by 2025. They plan to cover the cost. Bank of America announced it will raise the minimum hourly wage for its employees to $25 by 2025. They plan to cover the cost by severely underpaying their employees until 2025. May 22nd is Bitcoin Pizza Day, marking the day in 2010 a Bitcoin miner paid 10,000 Bitcoin for just 2 Papa John pizzas. 10,000 Bitcoin is now worth more than $371 million, which is ironic because that's how much you would have to pay me to eat just one slice of Papa John's pizza. It's too salty. The cryptocurrency market temporarily crashed this week when China restricted Bitcoin mining, but then recovered after Elon Musk tweeted, Tesla has diamond hands, which implied he's not going to sell his Bitcoin. China responded with another tweet that just said, at Elon Musk, you eggplant. That's his real account. That's their official, got a check mark and everything. Microsoft has announced that after 25 years, it's finally retiring Internet Explorer in 2022. But where will I get all my malware? Speaking of Microsoft, we are now joined by a woman who claims to have had affairs with both Gateses in the news. She wishes to remain anonymous in case there are any legal disputes over a claim. So I guess we're going to play a game. It's called Which Gates Was It? Hello, are you there?
Hello, can you hear me? Hello?
I can't hear you. I understand you're trying to be anonymous. But I don't understand the game. What's this game exactly?
Well, I cannot tell you who I slept with, but I did sleep with a Gates. And I want you to know that you can ask me a few questions and try to figure out which of these big wigs I went to bed with,
Okay. All right. I'm as a reporter, I'm always here for the inside exclusive and to dish on some very juicy topics for some breaking news. So once we establish who it is, would love to get those details. So I'm just going to go out and say this: was this man powerful in Florida?
Yes.
I
Yes,
knew it.
he
Okay.
is. Yes.
All right. It was Matt Gaetz. Matt Gaetz. Who you slept with?
He's powerful in Florida, but so is the other Gates. I mean, he has a $32 million home in Florida, and he had some friends, some powerful friends there. I won't be naming names, Epstein.
Okay. All right. That's okay. Now, if I know my news, then I think I know who that is. So, how about this? Did the person you slept with, did they have a major foundation of some sort?
Yes, a very, very
Oh.
large foundation. I actually worked for it.
Okay, all right, then it's Bill Gates. He's got allegations with advances with people he worked with, and of course this sounds a little consensual. So that's who it is. So give us the inside scoop.
Well, it was, I mean, I don't want to say it was him because, the other one also, I got some payments on Venmo
Okay,
through a
all right,
foundation. Hmm.
through a foundation. All right.
Well, I don't, okay. It was for my school tuition. It was the Venmo, okay, if
All
you
right.
look at it.
Okay. Okay. This the first one sounded like Matt Gates, and now it sounds like Bill. But then again, all right, this one sounds very specific. He was in the news for doing this. It was caught. They admitted to it. So it's got to be Matt Gates paid you on Venmo for school tuition.
Well, yeah, that's what it said. But the Gates that I slept with, okay, took me to a beautiful North Carolina retreat. He had another lover, okay, we
All
will
right.
not talk about her, but he did take me to a beautiful North Carolina retreat,
Okay.
okay, beautiful
Okay.
vacations.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Was he a PC user or a Mac user?
Mm, I'll just tell you. Clippy would sometimes send me some messages,
There it
okay?
is. Okay, Bill Gates. Oh, this is going to be such an exclusive. Okay, Bill Gates. All right, tell me everything. What was he like in bed? Like did you go to any restaurants with him? Was it mostly Seattle based? What was it?
Well, I don't want to tell you who it was, Schmill or Shat Gates, it was one of the, I'll tell you, I did have an affair with this man and his friend. We'll call him Greenie.
Okay. All right. I don't know. I'm tired of being whipped around. Okay. Was he a
Oh,
politician?
yes, he was. Okay,
Boom.
yes.
There it is. It's Matt Gates. Matt Gates under FBI investigation. Is there anything you could tell us about his allegations or anything like that?
Listen, you're a very smart man, Mr. Adam, okay? And I don't want to whip you around, so I'll just tell you, I'll come out and say it.
Okay.
It
All
was
right.
both of them, okay?
God, why play
I
the game? Why'd you make me guess?
Because I didn't want to come out and say it, because of the legal implications. But and I really wanted to come on the show to meet you. You're a very nice man, Mr.
Oh,
Adam. Very
okay.
good guy. Wow, yeah. And
No,
I didn't want to brag about who I slept with, okay?
I think
But
that's exactly what you wanted to do. You wanted to brag about this and draw this out. I don't understand why you would want to do that.
I'm lonely, okay? Neither of them really liked me.
Okay, all right. I'm actually. That sounds very sad, and I feel very bad for you.
Oh,
Is there?
don't. I have a lot of money, okay? Okay, listen, this settlement with Schmelinda, okay, I'm not gonna say names, but
Okay.
I got some money from both of them, okay? I'm gonna go back to Venmo and see if anybody dropped off some more money over there, school
All right.
tuition.
Thank you so much, Anonymous. Thank you for coming on the show. Wow, what a wild ride. I guess we cracked the case, which is good. All right. On to legislation update. Texas Governor Greg Abbott signed into law a near total ban on abortions that prohibits the procedure as early as 6 weeks after conception. Turns out in Texas, you're better off being a face mask than a human woman, because at least then you won't try to be regulated. That was my rough one. I'm going to do that again. Texas Governor Greg Abbott signed into law a near total ban on abortions that prohibits the procedure as early as 6 weeks after conception. Turns out in Texas, you're better off being a face mask than a human woman, because at least then they won't try to regulate you. It's like a fucked up Last Supper. Abbott said this bill ensures that every unborn child who has a heartbeat will be saved from the ravages of abortion, leading many to speculate that Governor Abbott could still be aborted as he has no heart. Mark McCloskey, the St. Louis man who waved his rifle at protesters last summer, has announced he is running for Senate. His slogan will be, "I promise to uphold this office as weirdly as my wife holds her gun." It's like a squirt gun. On to world news. The Canadian province of Ontario introduced legislation this week that would require all aspiring teachers to pass a math test before receiving their teaching license, saying, quote, "From now on, all the teachers is going to do teaching good here, please." That was the quote. China has become the second nation to successfully put a probe on the surface of Mars, and the first nation to put Martians in forced labor camps. If that joke doesn't make sense, you should look up Uyghurs, and then you'll get it. In yet another high-profile split, an iceberg nearly half the size of Puerto Rico broke off the edge of Antarctica last week. According to sources, the iceberg sent a text saying, "Sorry, we both know this was a pandy thing. Keep it real. Your boy ICB, upside down face emoji, tongue emoji, snowman emoji, can of soup emoji." We lost another one. After days of quiet diplomacy by the US, Israel and Palestine announced a ceasefire to the week-long conflict today. When asked why they stopped the fighting, both sides agreed that anything would be better than Biden whispering in your ear. Attacks against Jewish people occurred across the country this week, seemingly tied to growing pro-Palestinian sentiment in public discourse. Here to comment is our senior Jewish correspondent, Ezra Parter. Ezra, are you there?
I'm back. Very cool that you're making me talk about Israel again after last week, Adam.
Again, you pitched this segment, so I don't know.
Last week, when I explained how the Israeli-Palestinian conflict is basically Star Wars, I was terrified my whole family would get doxxed, but that didn't happen.
Well, okay. Well, then that's good then.
Is it though? Because I think it just means no one saw my segment last week when I clearly explained that people need to stop blaming Jews around the world for the actions of the Israeli government. And this week, innocent Jewish people got attacked all across the country. Maybe if more people saw my segment and doxed my family, they would have at least learned something and not attacked random Jews.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, look, Adam, you can go. I got this.
Okay.
Jewish people just trying to eat dinner were attacked in Los Angeles this week. Okay, and I want to change it so I'm the big one. There we go. I want to change it so I'm the big one. Let me say that. let me go back a second. Jewish people eating dinner were attacked in Los Angeles. All right. A peaceful protester was beaten in New York City, and synagogues have been vandalized in Tucson, Skokie, and Salt Lake City. And while that's pretty normal for Jews historically, it's not normal for American Jews anymore. Jews haven't let our guard down completely since Jesus was crucified, but in America, we generally feel pretty safe as long as Marjorie Taylor Greene isn't in the room. Look, Jews aren't the enemy, okay? I shouldn't have to say this anymore. Hitler is dead. Why isn't anti-Semitism? It's simple, really. It's easy to hate a people who the media casts as villains, and Israel is being a villain right now, so the media is casting. Hamas is a villain too. Let's not leave them out of the conversation, but Israel is being a villain, and they're being led by a villain. Look at this guy. That guy. He's Israeli Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu, if you didn't know. He's loving this violence in Gaza right now because it's allowing him to prove once again that he's Israel's strongman daddy and it needs him to stay alive. So be mad at him if you're pro-Palestinian, but don't take it out on his distant cousins in America. Okay? American Jews are not your enemy. I can't possibly say this any louder, but let's look at this another way. Okay, let's look at this in a way that's going to blow your minds, y'all. Let's side with Hamas for a second. Hamas is an organization that is dedicated to, and this is a quote from their charter, they are dedicated to wiping Israel off the map. It's an extremist position that is a major factor in this conflict, but we don't need to get into all that. Let's just say we agree with Hamas and go from there, okay? If your goal is to wipe Israel off the map, you need international support because the US and the UN basically made Israel and support its existence like parents. Only now they're disappointed parents whose kid got in trouble for beating up a Palestinian at school. And parents may get upset at their kids, but very few go full Casey Anthony and wipe their kids off the map. Which means if you want to wipe Israel off the map, you have to prove to its parents that they'd be better off without it, like Casey Anthony. You have to convince them that Israel doesn't need to exist. But Israel was created as a safe haven for Jewish people escaping the Holocaust, right? So if you attack Jewish people, you reinforce the need for Israel to exist. So whether you see these Jewish people and think those are probably nice people who don't deserve to be attacked, or those Jews represent Israel and I want Israel to no longer exist, you should not attack them, okay? It's stupid. And this whole thing is really sad and scary. We've been scapegoated so many times before, and this time it's almost easy to understand since Israel and Jews are inextricably linked. But it's not understandable, okay? It's still wrong. Anyway, hopefully we have a ton of anti-Semitic viewers so they learn to be smarter at it. Adam, come on back.
Okay.
So, Adam,
Hi.
question
Yeah?
for you.
Sure.
Do you hope we have anti-Semitic viewers?
Is this a test?
Yeah, don't answer that. All right,
Okay.
cross your fingers I get doxxed this time. See ya, Adam.
I will
Bye,
not
everyone.
do that. I will not do that. Ezra Parter, everybody, our senior Jewish correspondent. Sick Casey Anthony reference. Ooh, that was fire. All right. On to entertainment news. The Discovery Channel announced a new show called Otter Dynasty, which is described as Game of Thrones with otters, which is pretty great because I've always wanted to see an otter ride a dragon, cut off a dude's dick, and fuck its sister. I've always wanted to see that. TikTok stars Charlie and Dixie D'Amelio have TikTok stars Charlie and Dixie D'Amelio have partnered with Hollister to launch their apparel brand called Social Tourist. Buyers can expect items such as swimsuits, everyday essentials, and a series of unsolicited creepy comments from grown men. You think they'll duet this? You think they'll duet this? On to local news. An 11-year-old Florida girl used freshly dyed slime to mark a would-be kidnapper as evidence after thwarting his attack. Shortly after this news, Nickelodeon announced the teen will be hosting their new show, I Double Fucking Dare You. IDFD. In Philadelphia, Progressive District Attorney Larry Krasner fended off a primary challenge from conservative opponent Carlos Vega. He ran on the platform of replacing Philly Police Department with an army of gritties. This is terrifying. Las Vegas lawmakers voted Tuesday to return to pre-pandemic guidelines on June 1st, so visitors can once again feel safe passing out on a toilet at the Flamingo in a puddle of their own vomit. The world is healing. A new report estimates that nearly 60% of California strippers left the state amid the pandemic shutdown. No wonder we're in a drought. No one is making it rain anymore. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this will do it for fake news. I've had a wonderful time. You've been wonderful. We'd like to thank the Pack Theater for hosting our live stream. You can hopefully see it if someone wouldn't mind throwing that up there on the screen right now of where you can donate. We want to thank them very much. Speaking of Venmo, thank you so much. Everybody go pay them. They have been very gracious to us and hosting us. We'd also like you, all of you, for listening, for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on social media at fakenews_comedy. Help fake news by sharing with a friend. All right. Thanks so much, everybody. Keep it real. Hey! Post-show segment. I'm going to do a post-show segment. I'm going to grab my guitar real quick. Hold on.